Ko te auhaere o te pipi wharaurua, rau ko te koikoi a tēnā. He tō nei te kahuonga huru, he kukume nei te kūmara nui a mataora. Ko putua ngā rua kūmara, ki ngā makuru nui o te tau. Ko eke te wā, e tahuri ai te iwi, ki te hauhake, i ngā makuru nui o te wānanga. Arā, ko ngā purapura o Matariki. Matariki tērā e ārau mai ana i te pai, te whetū tapu o te tau. Ko Hiwa i te rangi kei runga, ko Hiko i te rangi tēnei e tau nei. Nau mai ki tā tātou kaupapa, a seeds of Matariki, he te parata. Nau mai ki tēnei hōtaka, nau mai ki tēnei whare kōrero, kei te pēhea koe pata.
Kei te ora, ngā piro, e ora ana te tinana, te wairua, te hinengaro me te ngākau. E mihi ana ki a koe mōu, i whai whakaaro mai ki au, ki auru mai ki roto i tēnei kaupapa, wā koutou, e mihi nui ana.
Tēnā rawa atu koe. Whakamōhio mai ki te iwi e whakarongo mai ana ki a tāua pata. Ko ua i koe, nō hea koe.
Kia ora tātou, ko Hikooterangi Curtis tōku ingoa, no ngā pāpāringa o te roto iti ki te ai e i henga, i ariki ai i a kahu, roto iti. No te maunga whakahi o ngongo taha, ngāti whakaue ka mutu, no te maunga whakarongo kōrero o taranaki anō.
Atāhua ngā kōrero mā bro. Heoi anō, you just got back from Australia, brother. Torian Pro, all that. Fittest, youngest Māori on a stage such as Torian, and how does that feel, bro?
Honestly, this year was a lot better than last year. Last year I was more so just thinking about my tinana and how my tinana is presenting, so more so about the muscles, how I'm going to look. But this year I was focused more so on the wairua side of things. So this year I focused more on being Māori out there and just presenting myself as if I'm with my iwi this year. And honestly, that made it way better. That made the experience way better this year than it did last year. Just to know that I'm Māori, my ancestors, my iwi, my parents, and also my cousins and my aunties who were there supporting hard out. I can't thank them enough. But for all of us to be there as Māori, to be on the world stage, and just presenting ourselves as Māori, I honestly love that part.
Feels like there's a deep sense of pride and aroha, and that's what being Māori means to you, eh, bro? How can you do things with your iwi or with that kind of whakaaro to be able to kia kaue ngā kaupapa, ne, bro?
How can you connect being Māori into a sport that is Pākehā? How can you implement the teachings that's gone into you, or the lessons, or the mātaraunga, and how can you implement that into CrossFit? And that is something that's big in itself. Like, you have training, you have your own mindset, you have kai, you have your preparation, but also how can you make it even better by implementing your own reka and your own people into it? And I try to focus more on that this year, into my competition at Torian Pro.
And it made it that much better, eh?
It made it way better. Honestly, during training, so for Torian Pro there were 6 workouts, and the first 3 were the ones that I hated the most. I'm allowed to say this now because I didn't want to give it out to the universe on the day.
True.
To make it even worse. But the first workouts I hated the most because all 3 of those were my weaknesses. Weaknesses that I work on all year round, but I only make like a little bit amount of
progress.
Progress and improvements on it. But yeah, the first workout I didn't finish it. I didn't even make it to the 4th round.
Is this in training?
Yeah,
Before
in training. In training. We did the first workout and it was 5 rounds. 5 rounds. And I only made it to the 3rd round. I just finished it and then I was capped. And the second workout, I didn't even make it to the 4th round. It was another 5-round workout. Didn't make it. I got capped. And third workout, I just made it under the time cap. And at Torian Pro, that's why I also implemented Te Ao Māori into it, because something was wrong in training. Although I am fit, like physically I am fit, I know I can do this. And 2 weeks before that, I was just thinking, why can't I finish it? Like, how is this? Why is it not happening? I've been here for 4 to 5 months now, and I'm still not finishing that workout. So that's why I dove deeper into my Te Ao Māori, just to help me, just to find my connection to that workout. And little did I know, like, done some karakia with my dad, as we always do before every workout. We have a little kōrero, and then we have a karakia. And then before the workout, I was asking my ancestors, my kaitiaki, if you can please help me get through this workout and finish it. And by the end of that workout at Torian Pro, I was a part of the first half that actually finished it.
They completed it.
Yeah, they completed it. Like, the rest was like 20, like, behind us. So knowing that, was like, okay, we're on a roll now.
We're on here.
Yeah, we're pumping now.
And just to speak about Torian Pro, because I'm a below average CrossFitter, but this is like a totally different category of an athlete. We've got Olympic lifting, there's endurance, there's gymnastics, there's basic strength, and then you've also got the mind component to strategize. And so it's such a complex sport, but there's something about it that just hooks people in. And you're now talking about the Torian Pro, your second time being there, which is the best of Aotearoa and Australia, and you're competing with the best in this region, the only Māori on that floor is a tāne. And so when you think about, I guess, what that represents and CrossFit, like, what gets you into it, bro?
To be honest, every day is exciting. Like, one day might be you're scared of doing that workout. The next day you're excited. The next day you're flat. The next day you don't even want to go in. It's always exciting. You're never, well, for me, I'm never bored in the cycle of CrossFit, but also I'm always learning. I'm literally always learning. I thought I was good at Olympic lifting. Then I went to Australia and trained with a few of my mates who were a lot better than me in weightlifting, and I just asked them questions, and I'm learning from them. And then I slowly realized, oh damn, I'm actually not good at it. Like, even though I can lift and I can snatch, clean jig, all of those stuff, all those things, I'm actually not good at it. And that's what's so exciting about it. And that's through everything.
Those little 1% improvements make such a big difference, bro?
Yeah, like for gymnastics, my missus, actually, my wahine, she told me, oh, maybe you should go into a gymnastics class. And at that time, I was like, gymnastics class, like, I'm the man. I can do muscle ups. I can do like 30, I could do 30, I could do 20. So many things I could do in gymnastics. And I went to one class and I got showed up by these little kids. And I was like, oh, damn. Same with swimming as well. Like, I know I'm not the best, but I know I'm good in CrossFit. And then I went to one class with these 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. They were smoking me. So that's why I love CrossFit so much. That's one part of it. It's just the
constant learning
aspect of it is amazing. I love it. Can't what's the word for it? well, I just love it anyways. And then you also have the community. The community part of it is amazing, man. Everybody's going in to learn, to be better.
Competitive though too,
Yeah,
there's that real,
Yeah, like you're going up against a 60-year-old who's teasing you up, he's like giving you a run for your money, and he's actually mean, so you actually have to push, and afterwards we all come together and just have a yarn about the workout, and then we'll go home. And then you do that every day just to be better than yesterday.
I like that aspect of CrossFit though, the community aspect of it, because you're there to support each other, but you're also trying to beat each other at the same time, and it's like actually quite funny. Oh, you're the man, bro, but in your head you're like, I'm gonna smoke you.
It really is. Like, it happens like that, because I was training next to Bailey, who's a lot better than me. Who's made it to the games 3 times now. 1 as a teenager and 2 as a elite athlete. And going there, my first workout, I was like, I'm gonna go beat you. Thank you for having me here, but I'm just gonna go there smoke you. And I got smoked. On our first ever session, I got smoked, and that was humbling, but that was also cool at the same time. I was just knowing that there's someone better than you, so you can chase.
That's cool. And you do have a unique, I guess, space within tēnei ao, because you said it's a Pākehā sport, but you're bringing in the cultural aspect and te ao Māori, and, you know, your coach is your papa.
Yeah.
And so can you talk about that dynamic and how you fellas do incorporate te ao Māori in this space, bro?
Well, as I said, we do karakias right before I go out, even a little tauparapara or something before I actually go out for every workout. That's one aspect of it. But we also incorporate more of tū mātaraunga and tāne mahuta into our training sessions.
How does that look?
So, because in those workouts, you can't be scared. Well, if you are scared, that's okay. But you have to go out there with the mindset of, okay, I need to dominate this for myself. Kia kaua koe e mataku, rite nei kia tū mātaraunga, rite nei kia tāne. Ko tāne tērā I whakawehe I ona mātua. Ko tū mātaraunga tērā e pakanga ana ki ona taina tuakana, you know? So you have to implement that riri, you have to implement your wit into how you can attack that workout, but also how you can attack the season overall. Because you have to bring in rongo as well. You can't just be tū mātaraunga all the way through. You can't just be tāne mahuta all the way through. They have to play a part in every aspect of your season as well. So I would do a workout and I'll think about, okay, I need to add in tū mātaraunga into this, because it's going to be fast. It's going to be 3 minutes long. You can hold on. You can do 3 minutes for sure. You need to push. You need to push like tū mātaraunga did. You need to fight for those points, fight for the end line. But then you have another workout which is like a little bit longer, so you have to be witty. So you can implement
strategy,
tāne, you can implement tangaroa, those kind of atua into it. But then when you're finished, you have to come back down to rongo, because you can't hold on to it, or else you're going to lose in the next workout. Because if you're just thinking about the workout that just happened and you smashed it, that's all you're going to be thinking about on the next workout, and you're going to lose, because your mindset isn't in that workout that you're doing right now, but more on the workout that you just won. Yeah, so that's why, like, you need to go down to rongo, kia mauri tau.
And is this what Papa is saying to you, bro? Is he sort of like, or is it more of an internal state that you're aware of?
It's more like a whānau that we've had for the past couple years now. I'd say 4 years, since 5 now, since 2019, when he actually started being my coach. And it's more so of a whānau through those 5 years that we've had. And we could just pick and choose. We could just grab that mātauranga and implement it here, and it just stays there.
But that must feel awesome to be able to have, I guess, those extra little things to support you in that space, You know, because like you said, he Māori koe roto I tēnei ao, and so how can you make it Māori?
Yeah.
And it's having the mātauranga
Yeah,
that you've
yeah.
been raised with, having papa, all these things that support you in
Yeah.
that. And is there one key moment that stands out to you in this huarahi, bro, around whether it was just recently? Is there one moment? Because I saw the GYB whānau
Yeah.
there, and like, what are some of the highlights from this year's Torian Pro?
It's definitely my whānau being out there and supporting me for sure, because us as Māori, we're not shy. So while they were holding, Kristin was holding the Tino Rangatiratanga flag, that's amazing. And then while they're screaming, you can hear them individually, which is like, and the moment you're like, oh, come on, just focus on your workout. But once you're done, you hear those voices again and you're like, that's my whānau, they were supporting me. Another one is, far out, it's my papa and my mama this year. Not a lot of people know while I was living in Australia that they were providing everything for me throughout the whole season. So that's my accommodation, that's my kai. That's how am I going to get to the gym? How am I going to pay for my membership? How am I going to pay for the pool? How am I going to pay for my gears? Everything, those ones like stood out, hard out. They provided everything for me. Like Āotearoa, Aroha, everything. They provided everything for me and I can't thank them enough. And that's why I really tried my best this year, just to let them know that I am better than what I was last year. And I thank them. They're my main sponsors.
Yeah.
My main sponsors. And I thank them so much for that. Another one, my third one, final one, was my wahine. Last year, I made the decision to move to Australia. And she just got her job. She's just got her mahi. And the mahi that she's in right now is amazing. He rawera wātu mō rotorua, te mahi, healthy families, and she just got it. And in that moment, we were like, maybe I have to move there by myself, just so you have your own mahi, you have your own responsibilities, and that we can both be independent in our own ways for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, while I was over there, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was pauri.
Moke,
Pauri, moke. I was missing her a lot, and just having her in my corner through the whole thing. And when I needed her the most, she would fly over with her own money just to be there for me. And yeah, that part was, can't get over that one. And I'll always be in her debt for that.
Just feels like, as you said, you really leaned on te ao Māori in this season.
Yeah.
And you can't get any more Māori than whānau, bro.
You can't.
But,
You really can't.
and so GYB is a real thing. And so can you explain GYB, bro? Like, haha, tēnei slogan or tēnei kaupapa?
GYB means got your back. So when we say it, we literally mean it. It was established in 2019. I was dying in this workout that programmed. I was dying and I was about to cry. Like my hands were bleeding, everything. I was sore. I was about to give up, but then Dad kept yelling, "I got your back, son. I got your back, son." Like through the whole workout, he kept saying those words. So I carried on. I finished the workout. I smashed it because he was saying those words. And afterwards, we had a little bit of a whānau about it. We were like, son. He was like, son, that might be our new slogan. That might be our new saying now. I got your back, you know? And ever since then, it was like, okay, that's our kōrero. Rera ta tāua ki waha, ta tā whakatau aki. And I said, got your back. And started going, GYB, son. Before every workout, GYB paps, GYB son. And then mum started, GYB mum, GYB son, you know, stuff like that. And then from then on, we were like, okay, maybe we can expand it into like a community. And so we started recruiting people. And so we had Rico Maka, Tyson Ripia, Mariana Verke, and then Now we have Kristin, Hohepa, Haimona, Ngāwiki, Auntie Tiffy, Uncle Steve. Honestly, it blew up. And every single person in GYB literally means GYB. I went to Australia. They came and supported, and that's GYB. And ina nahira, just as a little tauira, ina nahira, I wharo te reo o Kristin, o Hohepa, nā Torian Pro te take, nā te Hika ka te take. Ka homai rāua i te mic, ki wainga i te marea o rotorua, e haere ana i roto i tēnei protest. Ko mātou katoa e tūana ki te poho, ki te manawa o rotorua, ka haere mai rāua, pātai mai, takina te haka. And in my head I was like, he whakamā, he harane, he nui ngā tohunga kei roto i te marea. There was Uncle Hohua there. I was like, Uncle Hohua was right there in my head. But in that moment as well, I was like,
GYB.
I need a GYB. Me whakatina nau ngā kupu nāku, na māo ko tōku pāpā i whakatau. And if she's asking me, then I need to deliver. And from that, I was like, okay, we are GYB forever, you know.
Got the shivers, man, especially in that kind of tauira. And, you know, you've had an awesome upbringing there, bro, I raro i te marumaru o mātua o iwi.
Oi mari e katoa.
I tipu koe I roto I te ao Māori, roto I te reo Māori, kura kaupapa, ngā mea katoa. And so, when you think about your upbringing, you know, he rangatahi tonu koe, engari, he mea ka tāia e koe ki te kōrero mai e tahu āhuatanga. Like, what are some of the things that come to mind for you when you think about your upbringing and, you know, how special was that for you now as you're growing into Aora tāne?
Yeah. I have this conversation with my partner all the time, because we don't compare our lifestyles, but we just think about how her upbringing was, and we just have a yarn about that.
The differences.
Yeah, the differences. And I have a yarn about my one. And then the first time we talked about it, I realized, damn, I am grateful. Like, I'm lucky that I had a good upbringing with my whānau. Didn't realize it till maybe my last 2 years of kura, that I was fortunate to have grown in my whare tūpuna rākeiao, where the school was. I didn't realize how, like, amazing that was until the last 2 years of kura. And I was like, damn, I grew up in my whare tūpuna literally as a tamariki all the way through. And not a lot of my little cousins nowadays can say that, but I can. And my upbringing was honestly, can't complain about it, eh?
Yeah.
There's nothing to complain about. I had loving parents. I had kai on the table. Whenever I wanted to pursue something, they would be behind me.
Tautoko.
Tautoko mai iau, tahirau pai heneti. Aha, kua te aha. My siblings were loving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my siblings, we have, you know, siblings. We had our whawhais there and then. But, no, kare kau aku amu. Te aha rānei. I was lucky.
And thinking about, I guess, the kōrero that we have been having, and, you know, we've aligned you ki te whetū Hiwa I te rangi, ko ia te pōtiki, o te kāhui o Matariki, ko koe te pōtiki o tēnei kaupapa seeds of Matariki, and taua whetū e hāngai ana ki ngā wawata, ki ngā moimoi o te tangata. And when you think about Hiwa I te rangi, and you think about aspirations, dreams, like, what are the kōrero, whakaaro that come to mind for you? Because I'm sure you're very much so goals orientated with everything. And so, do you have any mātauranga o kōrero that you may use Hiwa I te rangi, or what is your process around goals and dreams, bro?
Kei pia toru whātau pia ki muri. I whakatau mātou ko tōku whānau. Kia oti, kia whakakapi, te whakanui I te krihimete I a hana koko. Engari anō, kia whakanui I a Matariki. mai taua rā ki tēnei rā tonu, koe rā tētehi o ngā whakaaro nui o tōku whānau, koe whakatutuki, ka mutu he rawe ma mātou anō hoki, kia whai i ngā kōrero a o mātou mātua tupuna, ka mutu, kia whai ngā kōrero e whāki atu ana mātou ki te marea, kia whai te Maramataka. Mai taua rā ki tēnei rā tonu, he rawe. Engari, hei whānau nei, me pēhea tā mātou whakanui a Matariki, ka whakakotahi mai mātou hei whānau, kātahi mātou ka hanga he kai. Ko taua kai he hāngi, mātou ko tōku pāpā, ko oku suakana, ka musu ko ngā pēpi hoki e hanga e kari ana i te rua mo te hāngi, ko oku tuahine, tōku māma, ko rātou e whakarite ana i roto i te kihini, ka whakakotahi mai te kai ka hanga he hāngi. Ka mutu, ka whakakotahi mai anō i ngā kai, ka noho mātou ki tētehi tēpu, ka kaitahi, he hākari te kai, ka mutu he whakanui i ngā whetū, anō nei he umu kohu kohu. Mā rātou kia whakanui i ngā whetū i ngā kaumātua, engari anō hoki, i te mutunga mai o tā mātou kai he pepa tā mātou. He pepa kua tuhi, i wā mātou wawata, mō te tauhau. No, ka timata kenepea ki tōku pāpā, kia mātou te whiringa, ka timata ki a ka huri i te tēpu me o wawata. Ka mutu mai tērā, ka huri anō i te tēpu, engari, ko taua wā, he hao wawata mo te tauhau, he hao wawata kua whakatutuki i a koe i te taukātahi anō ka hipa. Ka mutu mai tērā, ka huri hoki i te tēpu, he aha ngā āhuatanga i pā atu ki a koe, kāri tino pai, i kino rānei, ki runga i a koe. Ka wahainahia, ka whāki atu hei whānau, kia rongo ai mātou te Māori, ka mutu kia waihua anō hoki i auahara, ki te tau kātahi anō kātahi anō ka hipa. Hei whānau, ka whakakotahi mai, ka kōrero mātou o mātou wawata, he hanga wawata i whakatutuki ai tātou, mātou i tauatau, he hanga wawata e hiahia ana e koe mo te tau hou, ka mutu, he hanga hara i pā ki a koe. Tēnā, waiho mai.
Whā, te atāua, o tērā kitenga, o tērā mōhio, bro. And thinking about from the last 3 years of implementing the celebration of Matariki and stopping to celebrate Christmas, have you noticed a difference in your well-being or in your whakaaro when you now think about, these last 3 years following Matariki, following the Maramataka and having these moments with your whānau, have they helped you pursue these goals and aspirations, bro?
Ko te kupu ia, Māori ake nei. Māori ake nei, tau āhuatanga mā mātou ko tōku whānau. When we see everybody else being gathered on Christmas, we just, not that we don't care, it's that we did it in our own time of Matariki, and seeing everybody else gathered is heartwarming to us as a whānau, because they get together, other whānaus get together, maybe because they don't have the time for Matariki, or they can't leave from mahi, or they're living somewhere else, so it's like their time. And that, for me, I'm like, there might be their time of Matariki just in Christmas time, but for us as a whānau, ever since we stripped that away, it's made us not more Māori, but more ko wōu wai kei te poho papatuanuku. It's made us grounded in more of what our ancestors used to do, and I love that part, just being more grounded in what they used to do, when they celebrated it, how they celebrated it, and all those kind of things as a whānau.
I've also heard kōrero from the tuahine Kristin around during that time also you fellas acknowledge the mate through having photos on the wall. Is that can you share that story, bro, around what you guys do in regards to that?
Yeah, so at home we have our mate, our whānau, on a special table in our living room, and they're there for the whole year. They're with us every single year, just to let us know they're always there, you know. He pai te whakaaro ake kei reira a wairua, but sometimes, you know, you just want to see their faces and you just want to remember what they looked like, what they smelt like, what they felt like, and just to know they're there and our whare keeping the house warm no matter what. That's a big part about it, around it as well, yeah.
That's amazing, brother. And anō hoki te taha me kōrua pāna ki tō whānau, you know, you fellas stand on the stage, you know, Ngāti rongo mai, and kapahaka is a big part of your upbringing as well and part of your world. And can you talk about kapahaka, bro? But then also, is there, how do you shift your energy? Because you came back from training from Aussie to stand on stage, but you're also on the stage over there. So can you talk about kapahaka, bro, and then the similarities?
Yeah. Oh man, I love kapahaka. Kapahaka is a time for our people to come together and just showcase what we're good at and how we are as a people, how we are as different iwi as well. That's like one of the main factors as well, being different in our own tribes and our own iwi. Oh, I love that part about it because ka mātaki mai koe i Aotearoa, he rereke Aotearoa ki a tainui. He rereke a tainui kia wai. Ngāpuhi. Yeah, he rereke katoa, but isn't that just amazing? You get to see ngā taira, e kite ana koe i ona reka, e kite ana koe i ona pūkenga. And I reckon that's one part of the kapahaka that I absolutely love, just seeing the difference and executing it so well as a iwi. Oh man, that's pretty cool, man.
Because there was that one year where you fellas went to Matatini and you come second, but there was a time where you fellas could have come like you fellas could have went to that extra, but that was your fellas first Matatini too, eh? Or was it the second?
That was our first finals.
Yeah,
that was the first year that we made it into finals.
So it's those kinds of moments, eh, bro? Yeah, where everything just comes together on that stage at that moment. Yeah.
I honestly love kapahaka, and I was born and bred into it from my parents because they stood for mātarai. So my dream group was always te mātarai like everybody else, and majority of te arawa, I'm guessing. Yeah, but I always wanted to be in te mātarai because that was like the dream team back then. And I really wanted to be a part of it. But then once we left and Papa created his own group, Mum and Dad created their own group of Te Piki Kōtuku, then I was like, oh, pai, this is cool because I actually get to perform with them. I actually get to perform with them with mai iwi of Ngāti Rongo mai. And that's like so cool to know that majority of us, of my siblings, get to perform with my parents. I don't think a lot of people get that opportunity. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I know I'm definitely lucky to be standing next to them. And te matatini, our first year making it, everybody like blew the roof. we were having our kai, and they were announcing the finalists. We were having our kai, and everybody just went quiet as it was funny. It was quiet because at that time, I was like, oh, kaihaka kia if we make it or not. But everybody else been working so hard because I was 15 that year, so I didn't really care. I was 15, and then everybody else went quiet as we were just waiting for our name, and then our names like came through. Yeah, it was like, the roof blew. It was so cool.
I reckon that feeling, like whether you make finals or not, like I reckon that's such a. I remember when I was performing for Tauira and we got into finals. I think as well. Oh, we did get into finals, but I know the feeling, bro, because you're just in the anticipation, and when you hear your name, it's just like boom, it's like a big, huge like party almost.
So like you go to practice after that, it was like 110% because we finally made it. Oh, that part was funny. Yeah, I was cracking up at the back because everybody was so keen tense, excited for the next day.
Yeah.
That part was pretty cool.
And you sort of do like your celebrations,
Yeah.
on the competition floor on CrossFit. You sort of like bring that in. And I even saw some snippets of you using a way to get away from the mindset of CrossFit and jumping back into your Māori by doing rākau and all of that, eh?
While I was in Australia, because there's no Māori there, where I was training and where I was living, there was no Māori. So what I was doing was just, whenever I was at the gym and I had spare time during the sessions, I'll just grab the rākau and do some taiaha stuff or some patu stuff, and I'll just whip the rākau out and just go into my own world. Everybody was looking at me like, what is he doing, because they're Pākehā, so they don't know what I'm doing. They think I'm just throwing the stick around and just having fun with it. But for me, it was a time for me just to escape what I'm doing right now, escape the situation that I'm in, and just be one with my Māoritanga. Yeah.
But I want to double back. You said something when we were at the start of our kōrero, where your first year Torian Pro was all around your tinana. And you had to do a lot of work to get your tinana back. Hey, can you talk about that time where you may have like let yourself go? Like what was going on then to get there?
Yeah, man, that was it wasn't a dark time, but it was more so I was in te pōuriuri. I just found this out from my sister that depressed is a Pākehā way of thinking about it. So if you say you're depressed, you're maramana, but it might mean several things.
Tika.
Yeah. But in that time I was in te pōuriuri, and we all know that te pōuriuri, te pōtangotango, te pō, and it carries on. There's stages of it.
Tika.
And I wasn't in it deep. I was just in te pōuriuri, just going through my own thing for a whole year. And in that time I abused alcohol while I was at university, because I just missed out on Torian Pro my first year, and we made a mistake. That was on us for not completing the workout properly and not following the proper standards. And knowing that, I could have made it if we didn't make that one mistake. I could have made it for my first ever year.
Was that the shuttle one?
Yeah, that was
didn't
the shuttle.
do enough shuttles or something?
Enough shuttles, I did like half of it because we thought that was one, going that way was one rep.
Oh, but it's there and back.
Yeah, there and back for one rep. So I did half of it and I submitted my score, and we didn't look at the standards after that. We went to sleep and we woke up and we were like, damn, we stuffed up. Everybody was messaging me. I had the fastest time, I think, in the world. And I knew straight away, I was like, we stuffed up. We did something wrong. And then we read the standards and we were like, damn, the shuttle was there and back. So knowing that I could have made it to Torian Pro if I had done that workout properly and just followed the standards and the requirements, I knew I could have made it. And that was eating me inside for a whole year. So that year I decided, okay, I'm just going to go to uni and just have fun. Because I was pursuing CrossFit since I was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
And all through those years, I didn't really go out or anything like that. I was just focused on one thing, and that's making it to the CrossFit Games. And my opportunity was gone for that whole year. So my mindset was, I'm just going to have, I'm going to have fun now. But fun turned into abusive alcohol drinking, and I was just like, damn, I'm going too far now. And I kept going for a whole year straight. And then Torian Pro, the season started coming back around, and I was like, oh no, I'm way behind. I should have been working on it and just taking like alcohol slowly instead of just abusing it every single time I was drinking. So we would because I was at uni my first year, I was like, I'll drink whenever I want. So we'll have it on like a Monday, Thursday, weekend, and then repeat it again. Man,
I know those feels, bro.
Yeah, I was like, but that was for a whole year straight. I can't do that anymore. Like, nowhere near. But then the Torian Pro season came back around. I hoki mai te Torian Pro me o nā āhuatanga. And I was 95 kgs, and I looked
Is that big on your frame?
That's huge. It's so huge. I looked like I was like 105, and I felt like I was moving like I was 120, like even more.
Just square negative tahi.
Yeah. Sweet negative freaking 5.
Especially when you think about your whole journey of being an athlete, you know, that's probably relative to your journey, that's way far.
Yeah.
Took it way too far, ne?
And that messed me up a lot because for that season, my whole focus was, because I had a big ass puku, like, taku kanohi inui, aku titi wa inui, taku tinana katoa inui. But before that, I was in the best shape I've ever been in my life. And I went from that to this. And now, how am I going to get back to that within like 4 months before like trialing again? So my mindset was just based on my appearance and my tinana and how I am physically. And luckily I made it to Torian Pro. I worked hard for it, obviously. I definitely worked hard, but in the wrong mindset. And while I was at Torian Pro last year, even though I was one of the first Māoris to ever make it and a young Māori to make it, my mindset was still on how I was looking on stage at the Torian Pro. And because my mindset was there, I was at the bottom of the barrel for the whole Torian Pro until the last event. And that's
where that came up.
Yeah,
where that was buried.
Yeah. I was so happy.
You fellas can smoke me, but up the snow.
Literally,
I'm winning on the top.
I'm winning my own. He's like, you do my own celebration. That was my number one goal on that workout, man. I was like, nah, I need to do something so I don't look like pathetic. Yeah.
So that's mean.
I was on the keto diet for the whole thing. So keto is a high fat,
high protein
diet, nutrition, or whatever it is. And that's so bad for performance. And I found that out this year. I was running on fumes at the CrossFit Games because my mindset wasn't
wasn't on performance,
it was on presentation. This is how my body looked on stage. That was kino, and that's why I was still on keto. And while I was in the bottom of the barrel for the Torian Pro.
Wow, but it looks like you've learned so much throughout the last couple of years. You know, going down there, huarahi, and bro. I think you can probably look at the majority of young people. We all go through that phase.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just cool that you've only had 1 year. Like, bro, mine was almost a decade, maybe a decade, you know, being in that season. And so for you to still have that hunger within you to know that you can do more with the right mindset, you know, with the right support and the constant learning, bro. You're still young in the sport. And I feel with these progressive steps that you're taking, it's just awesome, bro. So, you know, I runga I tērā, brother. When you think forward and coming back to Hiwa I te rangi, like what is ahead for you? What is ahead for you, and where do you want to take things for yourself, whether it's short term or long term?
I just want to be the best version of me, This year was definitely better than last year, but I know I can be a lot better next year. And my main goal in CrossFit is to kia uru atu au ki ngā whiringa whaiti o te ao e hara mōku anake, kare mo toku whānau, mō oku mātua, rāua I manaki mai I au mō enei tau kua hipa, aha kua aku piki, me aku heke, mō taku iwi, kamutu mo te iwi Māori, kei te hihi au, kia uru atu te iwi Māori ki roto I ngā whiringa whaiti o te ao. Ka moiho ai te hunga Māori e tae ana e koe, mena e tae ana ahau. You know, I'm not special, like I get smoked daily, all the time. But if I can do it, I know you can do it. If you have the right mindset, if you take the hits where they come. And I just want to be just a little tauira for our rangatahi, even our kaumātuas, because kaumātuas can do it, Yeah, kaumātuas can also do it. Yeah, for sure. And they're probably better than majority of us too.
They're the cheekiest, I reckon.
I just want to show everybody that you can do it, man. Like, you can make it into the whiringa whaiti, whether that's CrossFit or not. Whether it's like biking, boxing, you can definitely do it. Engari anō hoki I taku ao Māori, he nui waku whainga I roto I tēnei, he nui waku tauira hoki, kei au I tōku pāpā, kei au tōku māma, kei au hoki te rāngai nā rātou I hanga mō te iwi o Ngāti Rongo mai. Ngāre kamutu anō hoki kei au tōku matua keke, tōku pāpā Mānkurangi mātāmua, koro pau. Nui ngā tauira kei reira māku hei whai, kia pai ake au, kia piki ake au, kia kake ake au, hei Māori. And I just want to be the best version of myself for the years coming.
That's awesome, bro. Because I think about, CrossFit, and I think about how hard you have to push yourself. And your body gets to a point and it just wants to shut down. The conversations start happening mentally.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to stop. Oh, this sucks, and you're trying to find every excuse. And it's now not about the workout. It's about how much can you actually tell yourself to carry on. And I feel that kind of mentality and that mental toughness that you're able to, I guess, test yourself daily. If you're doing that and you're getting to know yourself so much,
so much,
having that kōrero around ngā atua and, bringing in tāne, bringing in tū, bringing in tangaro ngā atua katoa, I think it's just providing such an awesome tūāpapa for you, bro, as a young rangatahi tāne, and, bro, he tika te kōrero, bro, kei roto te ao I ōringa, and I feel you're really looking to exercise what that looks like and already having that vision or that mentality that the way you do things isn't just you alone. It's for your iwi, but it's also for te hao Māori and for the hunga who is looking.
And however small or big that is, it's still contributing to the bigger picture. And that's us as an iwi, te iwi Māori. Whether it's big or not, kei te pai. Ko te mea nui ia, mena koe tākoha atua nei tō pire o tātou te iwi Māori kia pai ake. Kia tupu ake o tātou mokopuna, o tātou tamariki I roto I tēnei ao, kia moehoa I rātou, Māori ake nei, he Māori au. Like, even if your gift is small or big, we're still contributing to the bigger picture, and that's us.
That's us. Alright, bro, you got some whakaaro and you've got some wisdom and some kōrero for such a young fella, bro. But just want a whiua te rākau ki a koe, bro. Kia whakakapi e nei kōrero a tāhua. If you have any last words that you might want to share to our listeners, whether it's those who are on their journey who may be at that 95 kilo mark and want to sort of like make some better decisions, or it might be a way to sort of encourage people to kia Māori ake ai tō rātou ake ao. So kei a koe te wā, bro, kia whakakapi e nei kōrero.
Ahakoa hei ti te matakahi, ka hinga tonu te tōtara. You may think you're small in this world, and you may think your goals are too big, or the goals that you want to follow in te ao Māori, or your sport, or anything else like mahi. You may think you're small, but trust me, a little wedge in the tōtara tree can knock it down. Honestly, and it's proven by so many people and their own beliefs and their own goals and what they've achieved. Kei reira te tauira, ko tae noa, you just need to stick that wedge into the tōtara and it'll fall, honestly. Just as long as you're following it, staying consistent with it, and you don't fall off. That's the main thing. And if you do fall off, it's kei te pai. You can always bounce back. Well, I know, that you can always bounce back just as long as you're staying consistent and you have a healthy mindset with yourself and with your wairua, and that your goals and the way you're pursuing it is pure, then your goals will come to you.
Wow. What I get from that, bro, is we are the wedge. And the tōtara in the context of our kōrero is the goals, or whether it's that better version of ourselves. And oftentimes, and I've learnt this in my own experience, and you probably have as well, bro, is that when we set goals and we look at them and they're so big, some people can't even get to a point where they allow the imagination to think about what they could possibly achieve in their lives, because it then becomes the tōtara that's too big, and they get afraid of it. And so how can we, one, write down those goals.
Yeah.
Also know how big they are.
Yeah.
But like you said, have the consistency to work towards it. And then over time, the wedge becomes the tōtara.
Yeah.
You know, like you become big enough to be able to fall the tree or to achieve those goals that you set.
Yeah. Ko tētahi mea I mea mai mea atu, toku matua keke, te wāta. Koe nei mo Hiwa I te rangi. Ia koe kōrero ana kia Hiwa I te rangi. Me o whainga, kaua e mea atu, ko oku moe moe a. Nā te mea mea ana koe, ka noho era hei moe moe a. That's a Pākehā way of thinking. And that's what I'm trying to get from what he said, that when you say ko aku moe moe a, kia pēnei, kia pēnei, kia pēnei, in English you're saying, my dreams are to become the fittest man alive. Engari roto I te ao Māori e mea ana koe ka noho hei moe moe a. Engari, rite ki ngā kupu e whakamahi ana koe, me mea atu koe ko aku wawata, ko aku hiahia, ko aku whainga, kia puta mai era, kia rewa mai te ahi I aua kupu. Ia koe kōrero ana kia Hiwa I te rangi, aua tu momo āhuatanga. He kōrero paku noa tērā. And ko tētahi atu mea, please imagine big. Like the bigger the better. But afterwards, ko tētahi mea māku, I whakatau au I tehi whainga I tehi wawata, kia whakatutuki au I taua ara, kia tai atu au ki reira. So I was just setting little
micro knee.
Yeah, micro like milestones every single step so I can actually get there. Because I'm not at the point where I've actually achieved what I've wanted.
But you're closer.
I'm getting closer every time, whether that takes a year or not, you know. Engari e whai tonu ana u taua ara kia whakatutuki au taku wake whainga nui, taku wawata nui, and I just want to be the best Māori at the CrossFit Games one day. Yeah, and ngari, kei kone, I'm over here, and the CrossFit Games is still over here, you know. Even if I make it to the CrossFit Games, I might be the 40th person, and then I have to try again. Like keep grinding away so I can just achieve my goal.
The goal.
Yeah, so just set little milestones throughout your goals, and that might take you like maybe a year. That might take you several years, you know. But
that's mean. And so just to double back before we do cap this off is, so when we tuku our wawata, do we not say moi moia? Like what's the like, what is it? Because like, can you just like touch on that just a little bit more, bro?
It's more so like he pai te mea atu moi moia, but don't, when you're talking about your goals, don't say moi moia.
Oh, because it stays a dream.
Kaue mea atu, ako taku moe moia kia whakatutuki a hau I tēnei whainga o te CrossFit Games. Yeah, well, it's going to stay as a moe moe.
True.
But you can say something like, he nui aku moe moia, nui aku wawata. Ko tāku e hia ana kia whakatutuki, engari Hiwa I te rangi, tēnā koe tukuna mai tō ringa, tukuna mai I tō ara kia whakatutuki au I aku wawata. Ana I aku wawata, kia uru atu au ki ngā whiringa whaiti o te CrossFit Games. Kia whakatutuki au I tōku ara o te maurākau, o te kapa haka, hea rānei. It's okay to say it, I reckon, but in terms of like actually speaking out your goals, just change it. Yeah.
True. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for wrapping us up in that way. And bro, kua hau tēnei e tiro atu ki a koe, bro. I runga I ēnei momo āhuatanga, and I'm blown away, bro, by just how you're walking your path. And everything that you've said, I can see and feel. And it's just awesome to see someone who is young, someone who has, you know, a big tuara in a sense that is being covered and watched over by, you know, those who are there to support you. And one thing that I did also hear from you is that when you do got support, you can't help but move forward.
Yeah.
And it's just great to know that already you're picking up all of these gems and you're applying it into the passions that make you Hiko. And last thing that I want to share is in regards to goals is one that always comes to mind for me, and it's from a Pākehā fellow by the name of Earl Nightingale. And he says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And so success in his eyes is someone who is progressing towards a worthy ideal or worthy goal. And those little milestones, so it comes back to what you said, if you're just taking steps towards the big goal, that's success.
Yeah.
That's what fulfillment is. And so, I runga i tērā, my bro, you're on that path.
Thank you.
I'm there next to you. You've got so much others around you, and I look forward to seeing you being the fittest Māori at the CrossFit Games. Ātonawa.
Ātonawa.
Ātonawa. So thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. E mihi ana.
Tēnā koe.
Doits!